where I like to set up right on the edge of very thick and overlook the thicket. And when you call that deer, it is coming, because it can't take not knowing who's up there chasing their doe around. So decent buck. Start. I want to explain this setup to you. So down below me, I don't know if you can see in the video, is a super thick bottom. Okay. flip out. They come up because they can't see up here because it's so thick down there. So they come up out of the bottom into this wide open, and it's perfect shooting. I just called those two big bucks in too. Well, the one was about 18 yards, went up, circled around. The other one, he was fired up. He's down there making a scrape. He comes to within 3 yards of me. Now, I can't get that high in this tree, but it's okay because I have the whole bottom down there. So, and it's downhill pretty good. So, I'm up about 16 or 17 feet. But he gets right here at like, I don't know, 4 yards. And he kind of knew something was up, but still, man, he was down in that scrape at about 70 yards. And I hit him with the flip out, and he just walks right to me. Unbelievable. So, this is my second time filming this spot. It's just a little piece of public. I saw some really big buck sign in here, so I'm not even off the road. I mean, I can see my truck. So, I'm gonna stick it out. It's in like a t-shirt. It's November, I don't know, 17th. I don't even know what it is. So, but $2 cruising so far. That's a good sign. It's about 7:30. I'm gonna stick it out for several hours, so we'll see what happens. Well, a little correction to the video. It's the 15th. Still hunting in a t-shirt of November. What a good morning though. So $2. I'm just gonna do a little closing here. $2 we're working down, you know, like 80, 90 yards. I mean, I already explained my situation. I'm in the open woods here, but it hits a wall thickness like 20 yards right there. Then I can see down the bottom, and it goes up over into a road. It gets traveled, but not a whole lot. $2 were cruising into bottom, and I hit him with the call and started thrashing, and they started coming up, and I knew they were coming, so I hurried up and got both of my cameras on and started filming, and my book bag was falling there. Anyhow, the one continues to come up, and I, continue to call, and he comes right up and walks probably 18, 20 yards out there. Beautiful buck. The other one's all worked up. He's hitting a scrape down there about 60 yards, and I call to him and start crunching. He stops making a scrape. You can tell it grabbed his attention. Boy, doesn't that son of a gun walk right here within 4 yards? Then I'm sitting there. I was like, oh, that's really cool. And next thing you know, I see a gentleman carrying a bucket and shovels, and it looked like he had a hoe and loppers, and I just waved, it's public land, that's what you're going to get, and said, hey, what's going on? I said, I'm just out filming today, and he said, I'm looking for marbles. I'm like, I don't know. So I guess you're allowed to look for whatever you want on public lands. I don't know. So, but anyhow, I'm gonna call it a day. What a great morning though. The flip out did its job, and it's just unbelievable. Like those bucks, if you get set up, here's a little tip. If you use a flip out, you just can't go out in the woods and it's wide open and start calling and think you're going to call deer in. Nothing's gonna work like that. You need to set yourself up in a situation, either, the deer coming through the open and you were in the thick stuff where they can't see and they'll come in and investigate, or I like to set up right on the edge of very thick and overlook the thicket. And when you call that deer, it is coming, because it can't take not knowing who's up there chasing their doe around. So I think that was the 36th buck that I called in with the flip out with those two this morning. And without that, without calling, I'm not calling the deer that I know are going to walk directly to me. I'm calling a deer that I know that aren't coming in unless I call to them. So what a tremendous tool. Been playing with it for a couple years now, and so many reports of people getting their deer and helping them. So, and that's what it's all about. That's why I wanted to put it out there. It's just it's a tool that you don't want to get caught in the tree without it and have a buck out of range, because the percentage of that deer, I probably only called to maybe, and when I say maybe 5 or 6 that were out of range that did not respond or come in this year, and a couple of those were on doe. So I guarantee that it's over well over 80% success rate of the deer I called in. So like I said, that's my 36, and I probably called to, I would say maybe 40, 43, 44, 45 at the most. So getting a tremendous response. If you want to check them out, check out livelylegs.com, and the grunt enhancer is called the Flip Out. Have a good day. I'm going to get down now and go do some scouting for next season.